Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow and I'm here with Catherine Halecko.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week we are plugging along with our watch of the series Veronica Mars and the accompanying podcast Veronica Mars Investigations. And since Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist decided to take an extraordinary day off for Easter, we decided to catch up with one of our past weekly watches, One Day at a Time, which is now on Pop TV. Who needs Netflix? So we decided to binge the first 3 episodes of the new season and see what we think about how they are doing. What did you think about it, Catherine? I watched it on my phone on the Pop TV app. And that seemed just about right. I had my phone propped up on my computer. I was doing some work. I was watching it. It felt nice and familiar and enjoyable and funny and warm and requiring, 65% of my attention to follow along. That's the way I like my TV.
Right. Yeah, it felt very, very similar to the way it was on Netflix. I really wouldn't, I don't think I noticed any difference except for that they severely truncated the theme song, which is a shame.
So sad. I mean, I like that they at least redid the opening so it's something different. It's not like they just took the old one and cut it.
Right.
They made some new little thing, but still, no.
Right. But, I felt like it's all the same people, and I'm sure it's the same people kind of behind the scenes as well. And so you don't really notice a big difference. They still have
not at all.
Sort of a topic of the week. Like the first one was the census and the importance of completing the census. And
hi, Ray Romano.
Yeah,
nice to see you.
Right.
What are you doing lately, man? I hope you're not really taking the census in real life. I hope this was just an act.
I don't know. It might help. People might be like, sure, if Ray Romano's asking me to fill it out, I guess I will.
We just did the census in my house after much, much, much nagging of me to say, this is something to do on the computer that other people could do besides me. It's super easy.
Somebody,
go,
please.
do it. So I think the 3 of them together huddled around a computer and got it done. So no Ray Romano coming to our house.
I made my son, watch while I did it.
10 years, you're going to be doing this, buddy.
That's right. So the first one was basically the census. The second one was kind of about Penelope learning to spend money a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it had a side plot of Elena trying to go see an Overwatch like an esports event, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. I don't think you have to be all that penny pinching to be mad if your kid leaves her laptop in a car and it gets stolen and the car gets broken into and damaged.
Yeah.
I think even if you have enough money to pay for it, you can still be mad at that. But that's a completely side issue. I thought she forgave a little bit too easily.
Yeah.
And the third one. Tell us what the third one's about, Catherine.
Well, the third one was...
We encourage you to go look up a description online, because I don't know much about the third one we could talk about.
Well, as they said on the thing, it was about boundaries and privacy. And, there were various side plots, including Lydia, which is Penelope's mother, played by Rita Moreno.
Yes.
Basically, I love how she described this. She wanted Penelope to go out on some dates. So she set up a Tinder profile and she said something like, and I catfish.
Yes.
She actually went out with at least one guy from Penelope's Tinder profile to check him out.
Yes. And he seemed perfectly nice. But by the end, Max is back.
Max
is back.
That was kind of exciting.
Yes. The sight gag of the two of them being such hugely different heights. It was always amusing to me. I see pictures sometimes of extremely petite women like myself and extremely tall guys. Men. And I'm like, that's got to be uncomfortable for somebody. Make sure there's a stairway in your house so he can stand 4 or 5 steps down.
Exactly.
But yes, they are cute, and it will be interesting to see how that goes. Mm-hmm. And the actor playing the son, who is the youngest character, continues to mature, and his voice gets lower and lower. So And now he knows, don't open the door when your mom's watching Outlander.
Right.
Good advice for all the young people.
And they did have a nice scene of he has a girlfriend and they all went out to dinner. And at first, Lydia was, entirely against this. But the girl managed to really win her over.
Yes.
So that was sweet.
So that's fun. Yeah. And plenty of time for Stephen Tobolowsky as Leslie to do his thing.
Yes.
And plenty of Schneider time. It's like everybody's back and they're each going to get their little bit of the episode. And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I like that very much. So glad to have it back. Watching 3 episodes at a time on my phone seemed about right. So perhaps we'll wait.
Yeah, maybe we'll check back in later.
We'll check back in. Yes. Happy it's back. Thought it should never have gone away. Don't understand why Netflix wouldn't want to keep it going.
Right.
It seems like something worth continuing.
Right.
So whoever or whatever Pop TV is,
Thanks.
It must be affiliated with CBS. When you watched it, were there tons of CBS ads?
I honestly don't remember.
Okay. Because I watched it on the app and they were all CBS ads. CBS and CBS All Access ads, one after the other.
Oh, I mean, I know I had like regular TV ads.
Maybe that's just the app, but if they're showing CBS ads in their Pop app, it must be
they must
related, or else CBS is really hard up and it's just advertising on everybody else's software. You got a spot? Can we get in there?
We'll take it.
Well, anyway, welcome back one day at a time. And Veronica Mars. Welcome back, Mr. and Mrs. Echolls? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Though, of course, we do get the catharsis of Mr. Echolls getting stabbed at the end. But spoilers for this episode of Veronica Mars, which you should have watched before listening to this.
Right.
I really liked this episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was very fun and much less fraught than some of the recent ones have been.
Exactly. I mean, they had just kind of one small little part where Veronica confronted Jake Kane.
Which was great, though. I mean, it wasn't...
Yeah.
And then she went out and she saw somebody else getting stabbed, so she couldn't even feel bad, wallow in her feelings. So apparently it is possibly not Jake who is making the threatening pictures and stuff, but his wife. Da-da!
Exactly.
But that was really all the continuing storyline. Instead, we had these 2 different investigations going on. And the card game one, I really liked Veronica questioning everybody and just like the procedural of her going through solving this. Except that, since we have now watched 10 episodes of this show, it's going to be the kid we've never seen before.
Right.
One of their good poker playing buddies who is completely new to us. I'm going to guess it's that kid.
Right.
Which, indeed, it did turn out to be with an completely unlikely method of smuggling money out of the house. They said this on Veronica Mars Investigations, too. You're counting on the recycling going out and nobody noticing that there's a wad of cash inside a bottle?
Yeah, and you're going to come back for it later, and this whole thing was... entirely.
Plus, which the rich kids don't know who lives in houses and who is the butler and who is the kid of the butler. I'm pretty sure the rich kids know that. Yeah. I don't think he puts that over on them.
Right.
That seems extremely unlikely. But even so, I enjoyed the mechanics of it.
Right. Yes, it was fun.
And I enjoyed Weevil hanging with the 09ers, as one does.
Yes, you did. And it was quite a fun one, and it was kind of nice too how everything came together at the party. I mean,
that was very cool.
Made it so that Veronica was there and Keith was there, or Keith arrived there.
Yes,
once he realized he needed to get there.
Yeah. What a just complete and total scumbag Logan's dad is. He just has very few redeeming features. I don't think they've shown them yet if he has them.
Yeah.
Other than he's just sort of completely free of self-consciousness, apparently.
Right. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So, yes, they were investigating, Keith was investigating some threats being made to him, including a pumpkin carved in his likeness with a knife through it. So, not subtle.
No.
And in the end, he figures out who's going to do it, and he tries to get there, but of course the security stops him at the door, so.
Because
this is what you get.
Exactly, because he's not on the list, because he's
She couldn't put him on the list. Why would she not put him on the list? in this particular instance. Like, by the way, if you find out who's going to kill him at the party, why don't you stop by?
Yes.
We'll have your name on the list. Rich people, no foresight. They don't plan well.
They plan things like having fake snow and carolers and all kinds of Christmas trees.
I very much enjoyed the image of Weevil with a full plate in both hands, longing for the hors d'oeuvres that went by. I have possibly been in that position before. Can you just toss one on my plate, please?
Exactly.
But just how fun and otherworldly that all must be for him, and how fun to just be able to go and eat their food for a little while.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised, too, that Logan's mom wasn't like, get out of here with your friends. Like, this is not for you.
Yeah. There was just too much going on for her to even notice. I also very much, in the continued rehabilitation of Logan, his line to Veronica, annoy, little blonde one, annoy like the wind. I think that should be the motto of Veronica Mars when she sets up her own detective.
Right.
That was very sweet. And so she did.
She did. She did a good job of piecing it all together.
She did. That was very entertaining. And it did, move the continuing mystery up by a little bit of a leap with just one scene. On Veronica Mars Investigations, they're just itching to give spoilers.
Oh, I know.
Sort of like I was at many points on the West Wing, so I have to be sympathetic. I think there were times I said, keep that in mind for later.
Yes.
I wonder if this is foreshadowing. But it's still, I would have liked to have not heard that.
But it didn't really, I don't know,
No, it didn't really give it away. It just sort of points one in a direction. But I am willing to
hang in there. Yeah.
Ride it out. Hang in there. And certainly this was an enjoyable episode, weird as it is to watch a Christmas episode in April.
In pandemic April.
Rich people can celebrate Christmas whenever they darn well want.
That's right. I mean, they can have snow in Southern California, so they can do it.
Yes. They can. But I guess Veronica and her dad were celebrating also with their tree full of Padres ornaments and Christmas stuff on the TV.
That was another thing. Remember last week we talked about on Veronica Mars Investigation that they had never heard of Gone with the Wind, apparently. And now this time it was The Year Without a Santa, which is a pretty established Christmas TV classic, if you ask me. I mean, I get that the British half, Helen, would not have seen it, but come on, Jenny. Like, what's going on with you? How have you not seen this?
Well, I have to admit, I don't know that was that like after my time, maybe? I don't know. But I've heard of the Heat Miser. I hear people talking all the time about the Heat Miser. And so I sort of know, I couldn't think of what the name of the show was, but then I guess they said the name of it on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me what show that came from, I might not be able to actually say the title correctly, but I would be like, it's one of those Christmas things that's on TV every year.
Yeah. I remember things that were on TV every year, but I don't remember that, but it may just be it hit at the wrong time for my childhood. I don't know. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Wallace in there. Was he actually on camera or was he just doing things for her, getting her addresses behind the scenes?
Because they had that conversation about the Padres summer camp.
Yes.
Her and her dad.
Yes. He's just a little ray of sunshine whenever he makes it into an episode.
Like almost never enough, Wallace.
Agreed. Well, next week we will talk about the 11th episode of Veronica Mars Season 1, which is called Silence of the Lamb, which is the name of the sheriff, right?
Oh, yeah.
The fact that it was Lamb singular made me think it was a name, and now I just remember that's who it is. Which, could we skip that episode, please? Because I don't want to see anything having to do with that dude. And we will also watch the 10th episode of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, which is called Zoey's Extraordinary Outburst. And that is going to be it for our Round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terry.
Goodbye, everybody.